My favorite part of the fair is it's definitely, getting to meet people in the community. We've seen some politicians come through, we've seen some physicians come through, and just getting out there and, getting to shake hands and get to know people a little bit better, answer their questions, and just be a help to the community. We really enjoy being a part of this community here, and we're always looking for how we can better service everybody.
Okay, are you ready for the Chinese Drum Ensemble by the East Wind Percussion Music Academy? Yeah! Okay, let's hear it.
Parkwood celebrating its 50th anniversary. Happy birthday, Parkwood. Woo!
During the war, this was World War II, I flew 34 missions. I got an air medal with 3 clusters and a Distinguished Flying Cross. But mostly I was lucky because I finished and I was alive.
So we're thrilled to have our ribbon cutting event today and coming to Nassau County and opening in Great Neck.
The idea is to find ways of bridging all the concerns and to make sure that we have vital businesses that are frequented down here in the village of Great Neck Plaza, as well as the great businesses that are located in the village of Great Neck, and as well as the businesses that go all along Middle Neck Road. This is such an unusual situation because really almost all of our businesses are located in villages and not in the town.
On today's show, I'm going to tell you about Eric Carle. Eric Carle is a very talented author and illustrator. He has created over 75 books, most famously The Very Hungry Caterpillar. Now I'm going to share with you one of my favorite Eric Carle books, The Very Busy Spider. Early one morning, the wind blew a spider across the field. A thin, silky thread trailed from her body. The spider landed on a fence post near a farmyard and began to spin a web with her silky thread. "Nay, nay," said the horse. "Want to go for a ride?" The spider didn't answer. She was very busy spinning her web.
Hello and welcome to SciTech Long Island. My name is Pete Suchman. I'm a retired science teacher, science department head from Great Neck Schools, New York. And over the last few years, I've been working with Long Island teachers and students interested in 3D printing, Martian science, climate science, and the magic of science and illusion.
Hi, I am now. That was a great interview.
Thank you. Wow, that was so he can actually speak. He can speak, he could do anything that we program it to do, or anything that's already stored on it.
My favorite part about public access television is the fact that we're all able to connect and make friends here, and I made friends here that I won't ever forget in life, and it's nice to know that outside of school I have another place where I can go and mess around and eat pizza, but then also do something productive, like make a TV show, and it'd be awesome.
Face to the center, hands on your knees, clap, clap 3 times and flip around, please. 1 foot. Hey, tap your toes, Josie. We're gonna start easy. Tap your toes, Joe. One more time. Hey, tap your toes, Josie.
It started as my college graduation morning, and it was this perfect morning celebrating with my whole family. My parents and I left college, had this really easy hour-and-a-half drive to get home before, real life was starting. We got about halfway home and unfortunately didn't make it home. We were going south on this really easy road. It's 1 lane in each direction, 45 miles an hour. My parents and I were going south. We came to a green light. At the same time going north, just opposite us was an 18-wheeler, a semi-truck. He was going north, he came to a green light too, and at the same time on the intersecting road coming to a red light was an 18-year-old young man who was just having a conversation on his phone, according to his testimony, on speakerphone. So his hands were on the wheel, he was looking out the windshield. He got to the red light that he came to and he stopped and then became so engrossed, so distracted by this conversation he was having that he forgot he was at a red light. And he tried to turn left. That 18-wheeler swerved to try and miss him, still hit me, and slammed full force into our family station wagon.
I think the kids in New York State now are not getting what they deserve. They are not getting the needs of psychological developmental needs to take care of those needs. They are fragile individuals. They are vulnerable individuals, as the little ones that we know and we love so much. And what's coming down from the State Education Department, and that starts with, talk about upstream, it starts with the Federal Education Department and how it flows down and cascades down to us. I think we have to really look about where we are downstream and see, does this make sense?
Thank you very much, Allison, and it's a real pleasure to be here on the other side of Long Island Sound. I represent a district in Westchester directly across the Sound, so if you're ever in a dinghy and you lose your bearings and you wind up in Mamaroneck Harbor or Larchmont Harbor, try to remember the name of the senator that was here tonight, and we'll try to pick you up and get you back in the right direction.
So what happens now? ISIS is still controlling a vast swath of territory on which there is somewhere between 5 and 6 million people living under their rule. The civilian casualties, the internally displaced, are now over 7 million in Syria alone. The military, we have to be clear here. Sometimes we hear Obama say, there is no military solution. Other times we hear him say, the military solution is never enough. But that second one is wrong. It's not that it's not enough. It's that if you're doing this military stuff, you really can't do the kind of diplomacy and negotiations and humanitarian work and arms embargoes, all the things that are actually required, all the things that are going to be necessary to bring an end to these horrific wars are impossible if you are, at the same time, bombing one side.
Covering your news and events from all over the North Shore, this is North Shore News on PATV.
Hello, I'm Stephanie Savage, and welcome to North Shore News. North Hempstead Town Supervisor Judy Bosworth recently traveled to Washington, D.C., where she met with a series of senior Obama administration and congressional officials to discuss the town's plans to transform its North Shore waterfront.
Hello, friends. If I were to pose the question, what is the Hanukkah miracle? I imagine the most popular response would be, it is the miracle of a small container of oil lasting for 8 days. I would argue, however, that the true miracle of Hanukkah lies in the physical, spiritual, and cultural victory of a small Israel nation over the imposing Hellenist forces.
Hello, I'm Father Robert Romeo, pastor of St. Mary's Roman Catholic Church in Manhasset. As we prepare to celebrate the birth of our Lord, Jesus Christ, here at St. Mary's, I invite you to take a moment from your hectic schedules. Take a deep breath and think of the reasons why we gather together each Christmas.
Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round young Virgin Mother and Child, holy infant so tender and mild.
So now that 120 years have flown past, it's about time to have a look at the place from which these ancestors came. Bordered by Latvia, Belarus, the Baltic Sea, Poland, and Kaliningrad, Lithuania today is about twice the size of Belgium. Population is just under 3 million, and it joined the European Union in 2002.
A favorite Christmas television special of mine is A Charlie Brown Christmas. At one particularly hectic moment, as Charlie Brown asks in frustration, "Isn't there anyone who knows what Christmas is all about?" Linus answers with timeless words from Luke's Gospel. "And there were in the same country shepherds, abiding in the fields, keeping watch over their flock by night. And lo, the angel of the Lord came upon them, and the glory of the Lord shone round about them, and they were sore afraid."
When our Vietnam veterans came home, there was no celebration, only the relief of family and friends. The country was in chaos over the Vietnam War. It was a time in history like no other, a country divided. We came back broken in body and soul, and no one said, "Welcome home."
The helicopters came in to pick me up, and they had to leave out. They had to go back. They sent in the Cobras. The Cobras came in, landed gunfire where we told them that the enemy was at, and they left. And when the helicopter came the second time to get me out, the guys told me, "Sergeant, you're going home. You're going home, Sergeant." And I'm looking down at the guys, drugged up. I see the guys waving, the helicopter pulling up. And I felt bad. I feel bad up until now, but I did get in contact with a few of the guys. And I felt bad because I had to leave them. I didn't want to leave. I did not want to leave. But the first contact after that, I met a friend of mine named Larry first. Maybe, say about 10 years, I hadn't gotten in touch with him, and that stayed on my mind, how these guys came out of this, how they make it out of that valley. And when me and Larry first contacted each other, he said, Sarge, he said, when you left, he said, you should have seen the fireworks. He said, you should have seen the fireworks. And, you know, we're glad that each other came home.
I'm Steve Tagg, and we're here today after viewing the first episode of Welcome Home. It's the story of Vietnam veterans. We're all Vietnam veterans here.
But it changed us. You couldn't go through Vietnam without coming home a different person. I wasn't the same person I was before I went to Vietnam. I think I mentioned in the video, or the original video, that Vietnam was like a milestone. You were one way going up to that milestone, but once you crossed that milestone, crossed that bridge, there was no going back. You're a totally different person, absolutely a different person. You're not the same person you went there, and everybody that, when you came home, everybody expected to see the person that they
left. Yeah.
That guy doesn't exist anymore.
No, he was long gone.
He was gone.
There. One, two. Are you concentrating on when you were a boy?
Yes.
Good. Concentrate. Concentrate very hard.
I am. Suddenly I'm very tired.
Perfect. It's working. 3. Now you're going to take a little nap. It'll do you good.
Are you kidding? It's the middle of New York City.
I'll watch. I'll take care of you. I'll babysit. Nothing will happen. Don't worry.
Greetings and welcome to the latest installment of The Crypt of the Public Domain! But first, I'm going to bring it real far back, all the way back to 1923. That's right, this film stars the one, the only, Felix the Cat. Enjoy.